Greetings, mortals, I am the Fallen Shogun, and welcome to Who's That Indie, being a strategic, tactical survival game straight to your face holes. I can't name. Today's indie game is one which has popped up once before and also was an entire series on the channel, Genesis Alpha 1. So I did an early access run of this game, and this is actually the new game plus, where I've completed the game and this is my ship on the game. So we're going to run through this, and I'm going to start again because I want to see if it actually deletes my save. Because it only says new game or continue, so I'm kind of curious. But Genesis Alpha 1 is a first-person roguelike game where you build a spaceship, clone new troops, and go get resources and equipment from worlds. So I press tab. This is my spaceship. You can build it across multiple levels, as you can see. And these green dots are all friendlies. I think the grey dots are robots. Now, each of your spaceships are built out of different materials, and there are multiple different companies within the game. Each company gives you different starting items and equipment, and also changes the look of the ship. This ship is a clone ship, which is better at cloning troops. There's also like weapons, science, stuff like that. But yes, each ship starts off with a bridge, and it will require bedrooms for your people to live. Reactors grant power. Every building you put down uses power. Oh, cable now, that's new. So I'm actually looking at what's changed and what's not. One thing is, that says cable now. It used to be copper. But you'll be needing a bridge. You'll be needing bedrooms, your quarters for your people to actually sleep. And you'll be needing some kind of oxygen. Every person in the game requires some kind of oxygen, which are these three greenhouses over here. So I go through and actually discuss things. So your people have names. This is Los Valkyria from my actual run, that you can rename all the crew. When your character dies, it picks another character to be the captain. So you can actually lose people, and when they die, new people come in, because this is like my 6th captain of the ship. You guys like a shield around you? Rusak? Yeah, I remember you, Rusak. There's Lemming. So I actually name all the characters. So each and every section of the ship has a terminal. This is how we get around. I have a jump drive, so I can jump, but without it, you move from spot to spot. So these green things are Genesis candidates. In the game, you have to actually start scanning things. A Genesis candidate is basically end game. You want to be able to get to there and actually land on the planet. Once you land on the planet, you end the game and get to New Game Plus. It shows here I need 15 crew who run O2, 15 crew who are Genesis Tier 2, and I need 16 O2 Biosphere, which means I need 15 crewmen who use O2. There are multiple different species in the game, and when they die, they drop DNA. You get 10 DNA, you unlock that character. You get 10 DNA from the next level, you get a new upgrade. So you can actually upgrade them to level 3. This here is a genetic storage. It just stores stuff. So you go to, let's see, quarters, where is it? Storage. Storage has changed. Originally, storage didn't look like this. Just a lot of boxes your robots move. So things have changed, and the graphics do look a lot better. But you can also like change the colour of your ship. You can have quarters, which is where people go. Where just before I started, there was alien egg sacs in there, and I was attacked by spiders. Here's the workshop. So the workshop is where you go to build new equipment. This is level 3. It's a bit more advanced. We've got 2 levels on it. So as you can see, I can build level 2 weaponry, and there's equipment in the rack. So as you can see, there's a mini flak, there's a flamethrower. I've upgraded the laser rifle to 3. I've got 2 laser pistols, so again, you pick up 10 pieces of the next tier, and you get it. Robots in the game, these guys, there are 3 types of robots, I think, now. These guys move about, and they take resources from one place to another. So right now, materials are being refined. This here is where I can put another building slot if I had it. It's sealed off because there's nothing there. But yes, materials are being refined, I think, on a lower level. But I'm just going to go and show you the clone bay, which is Cantina, Biotank. Can't remember how my own ship looks. Clone lab is straight ahead, take a left. Yeah. So when you have 5 what's it called? 5 of the biomass, you can make a new clone. As you can see, these are all the clones I've currently unlocked. You can choose male or female, doesn't change things. And each character has different health, different oxygen or whatever they absorb, and different immunities, resistance and intelligence. Intelligent people work better doing stuff like refining and making equipment. Resistance is better, of course, for ground troops. You can land on planets. The 2 ways of getting resources in the game are landing on a planet and gathering the resources, or harvesting it from space using basically a transporter. Both ways have major difficulties depending on the area, because there's 3 levels of difficulty. The transporter can pull in alien critters, as you obviously teleport them in, and of course the actual ground troops can get wiped out and bring in alien eggs, viruses and diseases. There are alien viruses which lay eggs, there's alien viruses which turn them into zombies. So you kind of have to make sure you get diseases correct. But as you can see, these are things I've currently got. Rock I haven't never done, then there's liquid, hollows level 2, arachnoid level 3. But as you can see, each one requires a different thing to breathe, which means you need that inside your base. Now if you have people working in these places, you can see here, just scroll to the side. As you can see, I can see who's actually going to be in this place, so I can actually choose to put them in. It shows who's currently working, who's currently unassigned. So if you have people working here, it speeds up production. Let's just get another one of these.
Cloning initiated.
And it's going to make 2 more humans who are going to be in this tank. There we go, shows who's here. So if I actually hold E on this, it'll actually speed it up. So your people will work on these little containers, but if you want to, you can do it as well.
Cloning done.
Please be a regular person. You look normal. You also can make male and female heavy cows. You're wearing glasses. The glasses are new. Welcome, Hicks. And I have a brand new character who can wander around and do whatever they like. Now, you can also deploy 2 items. You can deploy turrets. And this one's got 575 ammo. You can also deploy energy shields. You can walk through an energy shield, but you can't shoot through an energy shield. All breathing comes through here. So you can deploy a greenhouse. You can only put 5 plants in each greenhouse. This one just dead, or is there something here? But yeah, as you can see into this, it shows what's here. This is all O2. So this gives me 10 O2, so you can see what plants I've got left and what's actually available. So I have a spare thing here. So I'm going to plant this and put a new fern. So a robot is going to go and pick it up from storage and put it in there. In this greenhouse I have a few more exotic resources, as you can see. And who are you? That's Minsky, congratulations, who's looking after these. And as you can see, these plants is O2, HCI, then there's HCI and Co. So obviously as you get plants and resources, you want to make sure they're being looked after.
Job assigned. Because
you really want to make sure your oxygen is, or whatever you're breathing, the atmosphere is good for the species in here. If you don't have someone looking after them, it will drop, and those species will start dying of asphyxiation. Yeah, so obviously you want to make sure you got the right species for the job. Obviously I've got a lot of humans. Hello, Cooper. I'm actually going to have a look and go to a plant to show how things work. So I actually go to here. I have engines up top, as you can see. I also have the hangers at the bottom. So obviously this is where I've put it. There's the tractor beam. So I'll show you how the hanger and the tractor beam works. Just going to quickly go back to the bridge. I can hear you working on that. So I can actually start doing landings, because landings have changed. You have 1 landing craft. Okay, I built it this way. And that can have a crew. Originally you could only have 1 landing craft, and that was it. Multiple turrets. I have been invaded. So where am I currently on the world? I'm here. Okay, so I can launch to there. There's only 1 item. So I'm probably going to go to Drovino and also get some resources from the debris to show how this works. But there are alien forces in the world. They will invade you. You saw on the map those different colours. That shows you how dangerous the world is. The biotank stores biomass. The storage stores everything else which isn't biomass. And also the clone lab clones troops. And the turrets are everywhere, because if you go under any place, you see this. This is... just okay. So these are areas. If these just get hit, these energy nodes, they take the energy out of place. You need these all the energy nodes in a building to work for it to work. If all the energy nodes are destroyed, that section will start taking damage. And if it takes too much damage, it blows up. So enemies will be wandering around, shooting your people, attacking your nodes and trying to destroy your buildings. There's aliens, pirates and also invading infantry. Let's go to the bottom and have a look at that. So I'm just going to start a new game to show how things work. As you can see, I've got a lot of defences all over the place. So storage has changed. I'm not sure how that's going to work. And here's a deposit. The deposit is where things still get put in. So as you can see, there's a block of resources on the wall, and more resources will get put in there. So raw resources go in a deposit, then they get refined and go into storage. Let's see. So this is the beaming station. This allows you to go from one place to another, but we have the hangar over here, which is your transport. As you can see, there's a lot of defences, and they have changed the wall. This looks much nicer. So the transport can hold 6 blocks of resources on the side, but it can now be upgraded to hold 12. It could used to only hold 6. It has a single defensive turret on the top. It should be at the front if I remember correctly, unless they've changed it. It used to literally just be a gun on the top. There's a defensive turret on the top, and there should be a second upgrade you can do to it as well. Now, you have 2 weapons. You can hold 2 weapons at any one time. I have a minigun and an assault rifle. But you can put 4 items inside your hangar at any one time. So you can carry weaponry and munitions, as you can see. So I'm taking ammo for my gun. And of course, you can swap weaponry as you go through. You can also put, if you want to, more turrets and more energy shields here to stock up when you run out. Now, for this to work, you see there's biomass in here. You have to assign people to it. This has changed. It used to be over there. Yeah, they have changed a few things. So for this to work, you have to assign crew.
Job assigned.
So I'm going to assign 2 crew to here who are going to rush in, as you can see. These are my ground troops. We're taking Hicks and York. And how you do it is you just simply choose a planet, which is going to be this one,
Harvester destination,
and launch the harvester. Now, it will go without you. And obviously, there's a chance your troops can all be killed, or you fail. But if you go on it yourself, you go onto the ground. So when your troops land, they land with harvesting materials. So how you get materials is extremely basic. There is usually nodes just outside the actual scanner. So as you can see here, this one looks like iron. Yeah, it is. This one's iron. So the 2 iron of these, there'll be nodes around the outside of your base. And when you obviously send your people out, they go do that. If there's any enemies, they attack. So another thing that's new is the scanner down below. You should just beep loudly and never tell you. So the enemy dropped me some heavy caliber ammo. See that? You see scans? They drop troops down. There's a ship up there above me. So the green stuff on the floor is biomass. So killing critters gets you biomass, which means you can get more clones. So being actually on the ground, there's a turret, and it is still a gun, will get you more things. So obviously you want to actually land to grab more biomass to get more clone troops. You can also use biomass to heal yourself, and you can also obviously use it to obviously make clones. So it's clones and healing. So these guys, while you're doing things, will grab resources. They've grabbed them both, and now they're waiting to leave. Now, each and every planet you go to, there's multiple different species. Like, creatures will pull themselves out the ground, and also they will drop down. Ha! I do like this minigun. Yeah, but the scan at the bottom is definitely new. It never used to do that. You used to just have to guess. So, as you can see, I've got 50 biomass. I think that's all I can have. And we're going to launch. And that's how the game works. Oh, so it's going.
6, 5, 4.
So you can't just send your people to do it yourself. They'll leave, then they come back. They either come back dead, with resources, or alive, but also stuff. There's always a 50-50 chance that as soon as it lands, tons of creatures will spawn out from underneath the ship, and like there'll be alien goo, because there will be all sorts of infections. The more you leave your people to do things themselves, the greater the chance of something bad happening, which is why there's so many turrets and defences up here. Because if the enemy gets into here, they will start going under this area, and the last thing you want... Oh, I just used an alien ability. I forgot I had that. And the last thing you want is for the AI to be inside your base, destroying your nodes, and you lose an entire chunk of your ship. I just teleported. Yes. And the other way of getting resources, this decontamination chamber to the tractor beam. Now the tractor beam is the same as any other thing. You lock on and it will grab resources. Now activated. Get out of the way. So your people will then go to these connections, as you can see, and it'll start working them. You can also do it yourself. Now every time it grabs a resource, this will lock off and it'll either bring you a resource or it'll bring you an alien. Which is why there's turrets in here. Now certain aliens are like troops they can shoot and stuff, but you also get stuff like spiders and ghost creatures.
Resource beaming complete.
So there we go. Locking it in.
Resources complete.
Enemy! What is that? So we've got a resource and an alien. The spiders are the worst thing to have in this game because they will infect people. Your people will start sneezing. When your people have an infection, you can cure them by obviously getting 10 of the infection, because they will start spitting germ things on the floor. Green is germ, like a light blue. I think light blue is germ. Green is biomass. Obviously, ammo looks like ammo. Oh.
Resource acquired.
And obviously, the more dangerous the area you're in, the greater the chance of aliens appearing. But yeah, if you ever get an infection or an infestation, it will spread entirely underground. You'll be able to spot it because it actually discolours the floor and makes nodes. But if you leave it too long, it will spread everywhere and start spawning eggs. I've had entire ships be destroyed because dozens of spiders exist. So that's how the game works. And obviously as you go through, you get resources. Radiation, blue's new. And as you have engines which make me able to move faster, I think I've also got a jump drive somewhere as well. Whoa! See that? That thing was trying to get somewhere. Hopefully it didn't infect them. Ship clear, no alien motion detected. So now we're going to go and start again from scratch so you see how the game starts, which will unfortunately, I think, kill this off. It says continue or new. So the first thing you do is, as you can see, you pick your crew. I have 4 humans and that's my captain, who's also a human. I also pick my corporation. As you can see, I can unlock this by getting 60 iron refined in 1 round. I should have that done, but iron obviously didn't exist in the first one. Then we've got like this, Fremen, which are invaders. I think I've killed hundreds of those, and mechanics. But we have access to general ballistics. I think that's tutorial. I think our superior genetics 1. That's because this gives me more crew and more artifacts. We're going to go for this because this gives me access to more artifacts. It gives me 19 modules, 31 resources. And it will change entirely how the system looks. So we're going to start the mission.
When I was young, our dream was to go to the stars. And so we tried, gave our best, and in the end we made it into space. We came here to prove our machines, our courage. We came for the competition and for the vanity. But we weren't ready yet. And the dream faded, became a nightmare, became propaganda and lies. But soon, our old dream became a global necessity. We needed resources. We needed more space and more food. We needed a perspective. After years of digging in the dust of Mars, the inventors gave us wings, the hyperdrive. Our ticket to not only Venus or Jupiter, but to Messier, to Andromeda, and to a galaxy we call Alpha 1. A galaxy full of bright suns and beautiful planets. A galaxy full of life. A new hope. An alliance of powerful corporations was forged, and Project Genesis initiated. The dream returned, and we became pioneers again. Arcs full of genetic material reached Alpha 1. Their goal? Finding a new home for its cargo and to initiate a new Genesis for mankind. The best commanders were chosen to lead these starships, and like myself, you are one of them.
Welcome to the shipbuilding interface. Here you build and upgrade our ship.
As you can see, the actual bridge, you remember the one was a circle, the bridge is entirely different. Each company looks different. So yeah, no real troops are sent, everything's cloned. So how this works is, as you can see, you make connections and they use up energy.
This module grants access to the service tunnels of the ship. Make sure that you always have enough access points in mind. The corridor connects modules and is available in different designs. Make sure you balance the
a
ship's
dock.
layout between security and efficiency.
So yeah, you obviously don't want everything put together in one go because then you'll lose everything. So we need a greenhouse. I'm just going to build it basic. So you need a cantina for your people to just wander around. Really. But you need a clone lab to clone
In
your
our
troops.
cloning laboratories, new clones can be created and added to the crew. Thanks to superior genetics, advanced technologies, we are also able to combine crew quarters. Each crew member needs a slot in one of these modules. If a crew member is sick or feels bad, you can most likely find them here.
So yeah, you need a quarters for your crew. That gives me access to 5. You need a clone lab to make more crew. But you need...
Aliens that have been captured alive will be held in the Alien Research Facility.
That's new. So you need a greenhouse, obviously, like I said, for oxygen. So we're going to get a greenhouse
This is
here.
a greenhouse. The concept of cultivating plants on board of our ship is central to the Genesis project. There is no technology known to us that can effectively store or even provide a vital biosphere for the full time of our endeavor. Different life forms also demand different biosphere components to survive on this ship. To compose a certain this is the refined storage module. Production-ready
There we go.
materials leave the refinery and will be stored here.
So that's refined storage. So obviously
Keep
we
an
need...
eye on our refined storage capacity.
So we need a deposit, of
If we run
course.
out of space, the refining process will be placed on hold.
So we need a
Our
deposit...
refined materials
I'm just going to
are
ignore that. We're going to need a...
shipbuilding, weapon, and ammunition supply.
Oh my god, it stopped. We need a deposit for raw resources. We need a storage for refined. We
The
need a
Alpha
tractor beam
Quadrant
too.
is full of shipwrecks. Our tractor beam module is a fast way to acquire already refined materials.
It exists! I didn't name the ship, it doesn't matter to me. We're going to skip the intro. So that's my ship, it looks dumb. Promoted Captain Robert, species human, no immunities.
Captain promoted.
Oh, I have glasses. So this is what the bridge of this ship looks like. As you can see, it's vastly different to the last one. Much more grimier. Obviously, it's got a big, massive area which can really be a problem. So each, like I say, each and every ship has its own style going on. Oof, this is much more militaristic. We've got the clone lab to make more clones. We have people in the quarters. And like I say, if you die, you become the next person in command. So we have a tractor beam. We have a basic thing. We have a greenhouse for resources.
Travel guide update.
Oh. And of course, they can then move around. So you move around just by clicking on here. And just clicking somewhere else. As you can see, I can't really go very far. And now we're going to explore by just holding this down. So anyone assigned to here
Job assigned.
will start doing scans. So there are 3 debris and 2 planets, which we are very curious about. So obviously I also want to be able to get a hangar down, but I need some more framework, which means I might have to delete something. Hold X. That'll give me 3 framework. So let me go to the clone thing for now. Hopefully we can still build it, because obviously that's even more resources. Now I'm thinking about it. So we're going to hang it down. So now we can get equipment from planets, and we can also get stuff from areas. So we're going to have to start grabbing resources. And obviously the ship is built quite meh. You want to make sure you have enough space in your storage if you're going to destroy a building, because obviously otherwise it gets destroyed
Travel guide update.
with no resources. But yeah, that's the game. Let's put 2 people in here, because they will also have basic equipment to fight. Well done, humans. But yeah, the game is about finding a Genesis, obviously getting more resources. Every time you play the game, you can unlock new ships and equipment. That's why it's a bit of a roguelike. But you are building a spaceship
Guide update.
to fight. So planet farming, have we unlocked anything yet? Okay, but there's batteries here. So yeah, things have changed. It never used to be batteries. It used to be like, we used to get iron and copper. Now we get batteries. Intriguing. Cable panel. So yeah, we now change things into other things. We've had an entire new level of resource, which I actually find very intriguing. We'll be needing a biotank,
All
of course,
biomass
eventually.
we collect will be stored here. Make sure we always have enough biomass in stock and biomass tanks ready. Biomass is the basic material
So biomass is basic material for making new troops.
resources collected.
Oh! Okay, we started with shotguns and pistols in this one. I kind of wanted an assault rifle. So if you ever actually need to change your guns, you haven't got an armory built, you'll always have on the bridge a weapons locker,
Access granted.
as you can see. But laser rifle? Let's swap the laser rifle for you. So I have a laser rifle and a shotgun. I'm also going to grab these turrets and those. So you always have some equipment stored. And I'm beginning to think we may put a turret down, basic one, here. Let's put you here. There we go. And I've got a laser. Get ready.
Resource acquired.
Oh, there's actually DNA. So this DNA here, that strand, is how you unlock new creatures. If I get 10 of those, I get a crawl. So yes, you want to kill enemies to grab their DNA to make new troops. Of course, I can't really do too much until I put the clone lab down. But I've shown you how later in the game looks. This is how the game starts. You want to do this. Obviously, you want to drop troops down on the ground. Because you want to try and grab equipment, because there's always stuff you can unlock. So let's actually put you two here.
Resources collected.
I guess put Greco in here as well. We don't really need someone on the front. Because we need to grab the resources to be able to actually get us a clone lab. But yes, how the game goes. 12 cables, frame run. There we go. Deactivate, start there. And like I say, if you ever want to, you can just hold E or the controller on one of these and work it yourself. You work it a lot faster than your crew, because it does mean you're now very involved.
Resource acquired.
If you ever see like a glowing mist come out of this, it means you've just pulled an infection on board. You need to like keep an eye on it, 'cause it'll start spawning mush all over your ship, which then starts trying to take over. If you start seeing weird clouds of unknown, keep an eye on it. It may be spawning things. Obviously in the early areas you won't get that, but in the later areas it's quite common.
Resources collected.
I'm paranoid now. Let's see. Unknown. So you want to keep an eye on these things. That turret should help out. I need to do a few more scans, but the game is about scanning the world and trying to find the Genesis, which were those green planets I showed earlier. Okay, I'm doing the scans. I have like one robot on the bridge. So I'm going to start dropping troops, I think. I'm still doing scans. Obviously everything feels like it's from the 70s, which is kind of cool. Shields, you look at the top, like literally says shields. I don't have any shields currently. Wait, am I scanning the places around me too? Yeah, I don't have any shields currently. See, that's giving me one sight. So we're going to go to this because it shows a sight. I want to show you what those are. We're just scanning the places around me. Never used to do that. So sites are places where you can get... Uh-oh. It's under the bridge. That's why I gotta keep an eye on the darn things. Like, if they get underneath, you're in trouble. But sites are where you can find new equipment. It's the sites where you can find upgrades, and sometimes they'll give you leads on other sectors of the map. So I'm going to go down with my two people and go see what that site is. So obviously only I can do the actual site, so if you find them you have to go yourself. God, I don't know how I built this ship. But yeah, I've got two sites. Let's go for this one.
Harvester destination set.
Launch.
Sequence activated. 9, 8, 7,
So they can only bring in 5 resources because the ship's not been upgraded properly.
3, 2,
Let's do this.
access granted. 0. Launch sequence activated.
Get ready. So sometimes, let's see. There's no spaceship above us. Resources are spread around. Let's put you here. And let's go see if we can find where it is. So you see that big line out there? That's how far your oxygen goes. The areas you explore are not big. Going past that... Yeah. Okay, enemies are on the map. So yeah, you only have small areas every time you land. Obviously it's different every time. There's multiple different areas out there. But I'm trying to find... That looks like something man-made.
Accessing.
There we go.
20%.
Uh-oh.
40%.
Radar's up. So I never used to do a radar. I used to have to guess by sound.
60%.
I think it was like a much different version. It might have been briefly there. I remember it showing me dots getting closer, but it didn't used to look like that. That's pretty cool. What have I got?
All phases complete.
Retrieve. Oh, biotank capacitor. That's a ship upgrade. Might even get a new soldier. So yeah, as you can see, you get upgrades for your equipment, and you slowly start growing through. And obviously, when you get to the end, there is a new game plus. But you have to rely on your people, because obviously, as you can see, even what they're wearing is different to my previous crew. So yeah, each and every faction, obviously they have slightly different buffs and debuffs, but it's just basically how they look, what you start off with, because some things are ever so slightly locked off, like high level upgrades and so on. 20 meters? Yeah, I do like this. It shows how close it is and everything. But yeah, this game is out now on Steam. It's been out on Epic for a while. This is a Steam copy I've been using. But either way, yeah, I'd highly recommend this game. It's very fun. Either way, ciao for now, people. Bringing you another Who's That Indie first impression. Take care, be awesome, be epic, and I will hopefully be seeing you in the next one. Link should hopefully be to the previous series too, so you can actually have a look at how it used to run. Take care!